This is EA Sports, PGA Tour coverage coming your way. Thanks for joining us here today in Charlotte, North Carolina for the final round of the Wells Fargo Championship. Frank, what do we have out here today?
Well, if history has a chance of repeating itself, remember those great closing rounds by Rory McIlroy, that 62, that was one of the best rounds ever shot that year. Back in 2010, and of course that playoff too, Ricky Fowler back in 2012, we actually beat out then world number one Rory McIlroy with that stunning drive down the finishing hole and brilliant wedge to a tight flag. This golf course, it can give it, it can take it away, but for us, from where we're sitting, Rich, we'll enjoy the view today.
No doubt about it.
That's beyond long.
That is a sensational play right there, and you have to think that the little helping breeze gave that a nice boost.
He can't be that good.
Oh, without a doubt, that will be on the highlight reel later tonight. Excellent shot. Now to the par 4 11. Frank, what do you think of this hole?
It's an interesting hole, Rich, and I'm curious to see how aggressive players will play here today. The easy way, obviously, is just hit it down the right side and set up a nice second shot with a short iron. Or the most fun way is to take the big stick out and try and bite off as much of that corner as you choose, but be prepared to pay the price should it not come off. Whoop, this is taken off on a weird line.
And it's going to be in the rough, it looks like. So that sets up a tougher second shot, missing the fairway with the drive, now in the rough. He'll need to be strong with this.
There's a big green, and they're going to use every inch of it. I mean, this skill, and that was sublime.
Just good hands, coming out of the rough, able to manage the distance, and now in great position. Oh, man.
I just pushed it.
Boy, that hurts. And getting ready for the putt. Just an amazing display. The records continue to fall. Frank, I think the mark of a good golf course design, changing directions. We go from a right to left hole, now at the 12th, to a left to right hole.
Yeah, there's no two holes at Quail Hollow that look the same. And this one's slightly downhill. Fairway tilts a little bit to the right. And it's a bit of a sleeper. And plus you add in on top of that 450 yards plus. This is a fairway that has to be hit.
Boy, this is a challenging second shot here to the par 4 12.
It's almost like two greens, Rich. That ridge that goes through the middle about the halfway point, 18 to 20 yards. Anything over that will kick on, and anything short of that runs back to the front.
Early part of this second nine, a good approach shot. Now, pretty good chance for birdie.
This is an awkward length.
So the dominant performance continues.
Well, we're watching two tournaments right now, the one at the top and the rest.
Here we are at the par 3, 13th hole. It's 210 yards. What does it take here, Frank?
It's one actually where you'd rather be conservative than aggressive here. And the reason why is this green tends to roll off at the back and the front and the middle there. So it's just something that pitches more in the central part of the green is really what's required.
That would be a great look at birdie. These putts keep the round together. That was a good-looking putt, just not falling right now.
Sadly, he's going to be disappointed.
Just a couple of feet. Always take that. Good par putt right there. Well, now we come to the really interesting 345-yard par 4 14th. Frank, I'm thinking that if you're leading, you're probably not going to try to drive this and take on the risk with the water on the left. But if you're behind, you have a chance to make up some ground.
Yeah, I have it written in my yardage book, Rich, on this hole. Only good and bad things happen with a driver. Nothing in between. Well, it was almost like that's what he wanted to do, but why would you want it to run over the back?
And setting up here in the rough. Midway through this back nine, could use this birdie here at the 14th. Birdie putt coming up. Had a par on this hole yesterday. Right in the heart. We're now teed up at the 15th hole. It is the final par 5 here at Quail Hollow, 577 yards. And Frank, I remember this hole well. McIlroy stiffed a 5.
Oh, he's winding this one up. Does he have the power to...
Gave that the full treatment. Get up.
Oh, huge. Ooh. Huge with a capital H.
Busted that. Right where they were aiming, in the fairway. This could be a huge momentum swing here, Frank.
Yeah, one more good swing, and he's going to have an eagle putt coming up. I know you don't want to get ahead of yourself, but it is well on the cards.
Frank, I think that's going to the bunker.
Looks like it. Lucky devil. That was going in the bunker all the way.
Really not much to this. The only issue would be a lack of concentration or focus. No problems there.
And it keeps the round going, keeps the momentum on his side.
This is the start of what some say is the toughest finishing stretch on the PGA Tour. It's known as the Green Mile. Frank, what makes it so challenging?
Well, this hole in particular, Rich, the dogleg right, it means it plays every inch of it's just over 500 yards. That bunker you can see down the right, 325 yards to carry that. If you can fly the ball that far, at least you can chew off 2/3 of this hole, and that is well required here. Otherwise, it's a long, long second shot.
Appears to be what they call a commercial play. Very solid. Good, clean contact and a nice result. And a chance for birdie coming up. This hole's been good to him. Birdie yesterday. Trying for another one today. Don't leave it short. Wow. Par here's fine, isn't it, Frank? Frank, this is all you want in a par 3, especially late in the round. You have to carry the water. You have to deal with the pressure. At 221 yards, this requires a player's very best.
On the process of elimination, don't go long, don't go left, don't go short, and right is marginal. It doesn't leave you with much.
Appears to be a smart shot, Frank.
Yeah, no problem here. That's going to fly all the way.
That was a solid strike and a good result. 10-foot putt left. That had to really hurt, Frank, because it looked good all the way.
Well, this will test his mettle.
That is a solid par putt. Now to the finishing hole here at Quail Hollow. Frank, what can we expect?
If there was a name for this hole, Rich, it should be called Narrows. The creek that meanders its way down the left side and actually divides that hole into really half the size of what a normal par 4 should be. That makes it hard. The bunker on the right is your bailout area, just over 290 yards to get past that, and then the narrowest green that still sits up against the lake. This is just a brutal finish.
Well, he's going to have to hit the same club a lot harder or just hit another one. Great way to finish off the final approach shot with a birdie opportunity. This is to win the Wells Fargo Championship.
Good read, good line, well played.
Frank, year in, year out, the Wells Fargo Championship is one of the best on the PGA Tour. This year, it didn't disappoint.
No, it didn't. For a number of reasons, really. The quality of the field, Rich, but more importantly, from my point of view, the quality of the golf. Quail Hollow extracts the best out of a player. It demands it. And we saw that today.
For my partner, Frank Nobilo, and all of us here at EA Sports, I'm Rich Lerner saying so long until next time.